When I was living in London, I'd watch American television, I'd watch Mary Tyler Moore, and especially soap. I noticed the work of a certain person, and I said, God, if I had the opportunity to have that kind of material and those kind of actors, I'd like to think that's how I would do it. And I would check the credits all the time, and it was always the work of Jay Sandrich. And Jay did that pilot, which we saw, and he set a template, he set a rhythm and a pace and a dynamic, which I was very fortunate to be able to emulate. And I owe him a great debt of gratitude, and probably a great deal of money, but he'll settle for the gratitude. But, so that's my response to seeing that pilot again. It was exactly what I used to watch and like so much.
But Jay Sandrich told me, I don't want to hear a Southern accent. And I said, but Susan Harris wrote this character to be more Blanche than Blanche Dubois. And he said, well, I don't want to hear a Southern accent. So I tried doing it with kind of a modified sort of Southern accent. And then when we got picked up, I remember being in your office, and I'd been thinking about how to play her and not play her Southern. And I thought, okay, so back in July, this was in March, I guess, that we did the pilot. In July, we got picked up, and I went in and I talked to, I guess it was you and Tony Thomas. And I said, okay, guys, I know I'm not supposed to do this with a Southern accent. I've got an idea. How about Mae West? And I remember you said, not do it with a Southern accent? Of course I want you to do it with a Southern accent. I said, oh, thank God, because I don't really know how to play it without a Southern accent.
So you
and even a phone.
May Southwest.
So Jay Sandrich wasn't perfect, but he was really good.
Listen,
He wanted Betty to do it with a Dutch accent. He was crazy.